gets the advantage in this class of Holstein-aged cows, followed by the youthful 1, the capacious 2, and finally the spectral 3. My top placing today of 4 over 1 force an overall advantage in size, stretch, and scale, being taller to point of withers, longer from the tip of her nose to the tip of her tail, and deeper in both the fore and rear rib. 4 is more powerful and stronger in her front end, as she is deeper and wider in her chest floor, and she carries this advantage of width throughout her frame into her rump structure, where she is wider from hook to hook, pin to pin, and throw to throw. 4 expresses more bloom and capacity throughout her mammary system, being higher and wider in her rear attachment with a more clearly defined knee and suspensory ligament, as well as tracking about the ring on a more ideal pastern setting. However, I must admit that one possesses a cleaner, more refined hock bone, is more correct and square in her rump slope, and exhibits a tailhead that sits more squarely and correctly in between her pin bones. And my intermediate placing today of 1 over 2. 1 is a more youthful individual. She carries her outer floor higher above the hock, with more squarely and correctly placed teats, as well as a more intermediate and correct set to her foot, to her leg. 1 is a taller, longer individual who is longer and cleaner about her head and neck, sharper and more chiseled over her top line, and is carrying less excess flesh about her over her pin bones and down to her thigh. However, I must admit that 2 does possess more strength throughout her front end. My final placing today of 2 over 3. 2 is a longer, more snugly attached foreudder, a higher, wider rear udder attachment, a more clearly defined knee suspensory ligament, as well as more balance from quarter to quarter throughout her mammary system. 2 is much more powerful in her front end and possesses a smoother blending, more balanced frame throughout. However, I do grant that 3 possesses a more proficient mammary texture. In placing 3 last today, we have an individual who is weak and unbalanced throughout both her frame and her mammary system. For these reasons, she can be placed no higher. For these reasons, my placing in this class of Holstein-aged cows is 4, 1, 2, and